Okay, hope I'm still audible. We talked about server, we talked about ports, we talked about what else? We talked about difference between front end, back end, how Google Chrome works, right? All of everything around it. So basically today we are going to be starting up the main HTML. So I'm sharing my screen now. So basically today we'll start writing our HTML, right? Now, how many of you guys did the assignment? How many of you guys did the assignment? Okay. So I've seen 2 hands up. So okay, okay, okay. So I know you guys have a lot of questions around HTML because I know I gave you guys a couple of videos and tutorials to go through. So first of all, I'm going to go through the class and then take up questions at the end. So you are free to ask me all your questions. Just keep it checked and then write it down somewhere. So we'll just basically start. Now, basically, what is HTML? So we talked about 3 pillars. We talked about programming and all of those stuff. So I said HTML is a structural programming language. Like HTML is not a programming language, right? I don't really want to go into detail, right? But just know that HTML is not a programming language, but it's a structural language. We use it to structure web page and structure things around the web, right? And every web page must start with HTML, must have HTML. Because HTML stands as the pillar of any website, right? So today we're going to be diving into HTML basically, and then we're going to be writing code. We are going to be using an online text editor for now, right? Till we start. So we're going to be using an online text editor, so it will be easier for me to mark your assignment. Then when we start doing GitHub, and then we'll basically move. I don't know if you guys can still see my screen.
We can see your screen.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to be typing online um text and code editor, right? I'm still going to drop this link. So I'm going to be using Reddit. Now Reddit allows us to write code online without trying to install anything first. So I'm going to copy up this Reddit code. So I'm going to show you, I already have an account, but I'll still create an account now, show you how to do the whole setup. So I'm going to drop this on the chat, okay? And then I think I'll also drop the link on the WhatsApp group. You also drop it on the WhatsApp group. So once you go to reddit.com, you click on open, click on this first link. So I'm going to log out of this account. So basically, I can show you how to basically do everything. I don't know why it's taking a lot of time. So basically, when you open up the page for the first time, this is what you're going to see. So you go up to this place, either you log in or sign up. So I'm going to typically sign up. So you have a couple of options here to sign up with your Google account, with GitHub account, with Twitter. So I'm going to be using Gmail. Oh, different. It's asking me to sign in, not sign up. Wait, sorry. Okay, sorry. Create account. So I guess I'll choose one of these emails. So it's going to take me to after what's it called? It's going to ask me to put my username, like the name that I want to answer to. I'll just put my first name, just self. Then I'll basically syntax designer do. So you can just put any name here. Right, so I'm going to be using it for now for personal use. You can choose school, doesn't really matter. So we're going to be using the free plan. So start writing code. I don't know. Let me check. Let me just make sure I'm still on the call. Okay, I'm still on the call. Right, so this is it here. Now, for us to start up, we're going to come to this place. At this top, you see create app. Right, click on create app. Sorry. Wait. Um. mm, So when you come to this place, click on choose a template. Then scroll down. You see HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Let me go back again. Once you come to this place, right, it's going to be like this. Click on create app, right? Come to choose a template. Then scroll down till you see HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I'm going to be selecting it. Now I'm going to name this is going to be I'm going to call this is class 3 web dev, right? So look at this. So you should be mindful of this. So this is private. Fuck. So this is private, this is public. Make sure you are selecting public so that if you don't select public, if you start sharing your link, I will not be able to access this. So when you submit your assignment, so make sure you're selecting public, right? So it's going to be default on public. So please don't click on private, leave it. Okay. Class 3 web dev. So it's going to basically create. Now I'm going to close this window up because we don't need it. So by default, so if you click on this, you can be able to see your HTML, CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS file. So now we don't. So I'm going to take out this code. So I'm going to explain everything step by step. So starting, the first thing I'm going to talk about is tags, right? I'm going to talk about tags. Now basically, HTML is used for structure. So now, for you to be able to structure, we use what we call tags to explain to the browser how to position our website and put and layout to sorry we use tag to tell the web browser how to do the layout of whatever we want to see on the web browser, right? So for every HTML tag, every HTML website, every web page starts with a doc type. So now, first of all, you do a doc type. A doc type. Now, followed by HTML, then you close. What does this actually mean? So we are trying to tell the web browser that we are trying to create a document type of HTML. Now this is like I don't know, how do I explain it? So you have, let's say for example, you're watching a video or you're watching a tutorial about something, and then you're trying to make a little note for you not to forget something, right? So this is typically what we are doing here. We're trying to tell the web browser that this document actually it's a HTML what's it called, document, right? So now after this, the next thing we have is the HTML itself. HTML. The HTML tag closed. Now most tags have opening and close tags, right? So each time you open a tag, you need to close the tag. So for you to close the tag, so closing this tag means that you're telling HTML that this tag, you're telling the website, the web browser, typically, that this tag starts from here and ends here. So now to close the tag, you have to add this slash and then the closing tag, the name of the tag that you want to close, right? That's it. Now, every other thing that you're going to be writing is going to be inside this place. Now, HTML. Okay, so I guess we're going to open up our notes again. I'm going to open up a new Figma file to do a couple of explanation, and then I don't know. Let me try as much as possible to explain. So now, every other thing that we're going to be writing is going to be inside this place, not outside. The only thing I'm writing outside is this first document, this first line. So the rest of the line is inside, right? The rest of the line is going to be inside. So the next thing we have, so the page is divided into two. We have the head and we have the body. We have the head, we have the body. So now the head tag contains a couple of stuff. Now the head tag contains first the title. So the title of the page is basically this thing that you are seeing here, right? The title and then some metadata. But we're not going to be going into metadata now, right? Basically, what we want to go into now is to just explain the header. I'm trying to keep it as simple, as basic as possible. Then the more we build, the more we start explaining more and more and more stuff. So now we start with the header tag, open and close. Now we have the title of the page. For this, we're going to be writing hello world, or let's say day 3, learning web dev, right? This is the title. Notice the common mistake that newbies make is that most of the time they tend to take this particular header outside here. What's it called? Outside here. Just remember the structure. First, we have this doc type. Secondly, then we open up a HTML tag. Now, the HTML tag close open. So every other thing we're going to be writing is going to be inside this HTML. Now, so I said also that the HTML tag has two two partitions, right? The head and the body, right? Everything that needs to be on everything that you put on this head is what is going to be showing at the top, yeah? Right? So on this head we're going to be doing like XE, that's search engine optimizations. We're going to be doing responsive design, couple of browser responsive design and all those stuff. But for now, we're not going to, right? We just want to understand basic tags of HTML first, and then as we progress, then we start every other. We're going to be building on top of this knowledge, right? Now, the next we want to add inside the head. Remember, see, it's inside the head. Let me give space. It's inside this head is the title. Now this title here is basically what's on this top here. So look at here now. So this is the title. This is the title. This is the title. If I should click on this run, it's going to give me a web browser. It's going to open a new web browser for me here to basically see what I have here. I hope you guys are still hearing me.
Yes, yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
So it's still opening. Okay. Fine. So it's still loading. I don't know why it's taking time. Okay, so basically let me try okay, let me create a new file so at least I can be able to explain things, because I'm used to writing things on the whiteboard, right? So I don't know, so explaining things like after like this is a bit hard for me, but I hope you guys are following and learning. So while we wait for it to load, so to show you where this is going to show, now the next place that we want to have is the body. Now if you notice something here, so we have two partitions, the head and now the body. Anything I'm going to be putting inside this body, in between this place, is going to be displayed here.
So can we ask question in between explanations, or we have to wait until you're
Okay,
done?
you ask your questions. Ask your question.
So I noticed that, okay, based on your explanation, you said every HTML writing will have to start with that type HTML, right? So that's clear. It has to start with HTML and also in HTML. But everything that wants to put in the web page will have to be in between the first HTML and the one below, right?
Yeah. No,
So
come
now
again. Sorry, I didn't get it.
you said everything that we want to write on this HTML page right now, we have to be in between the HTML on 2 and the HTML on 21.
Yeah, yes.
So now, to start with, after on the web page, definitely the head will be the first thing. So now
Yeah,
you have the head on number 4. So now I
yeah,
want to ask, on the head, do we have to, so everything I want to write now, head has to start, then head has to end. And also same with the
yes,
body. Body has to start,
yes.
body has to.
That's to end. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
I think okay. Continue.
also, I don't know if it will have any effect. So on my screen here, I have head on number 4. I have
Mm-hmm.
title on number 5. Then I have head on number 8. So I'm thinking of actually closing the head on number 6 instead of number 8. Like as you have it on your page now.
So it's more
Remove.
like okay. It is still close. Like the only reason why I'm spacing it out for you guys to see it, right? Like even if I can come and bring it down as far as here, as far as that, like there's a opening tag and there's a closing tag, it will definitely work.
Okay.
You understand? Now the problem is that if you don't close, let's say for example, if you don't close this header, everything you have on this body is going to be on this on top here.
All right.
You understand? So in case of maybe you're working on your own and then you start seeing the error, so just know that you do not close the tag properly.
Okay.
You understand? Just know that you do not close the tag properly, right? So
Oh,
okay.
cool.
So back to this, I think this is a better way to explain this. Now every tag must have a closing and opening tag. Okay. Mm, let me convert this to black. Let me increase the size. So note number one is that every tag must have opening and close, except for few cases. There are special tags that don't have to be closed, but every tag must have open and close. Close, right? That's rule number one of HTML. Now, what's a tag? Now, a tag is basically a block, right? That we use to create structure. A tag, it's a block. Somewhere like, let's say for example, you are in a site where you're having a building construction. Then you know that some block they have open 9 inches block. I don't know. I'm not too comfortable with technical on the buildings. Not like there's a 9 inches block which is open, and then I think they have the one that are closed, right? And there are places that you need to put the closed ones, and there are places you need to put the open ones. I think there are some places you need to cut the blocks into to be able to fit something like that, right? So the same way you have it on your web, right? Tags are blocks, are building blocks. Building blocks that allows us to structure our page, structure items, page, right? That's the simplest definition for tags, right? Now we have list of tags. So we'll be going through them one after the other here, right? Apart from the body tag, right? You see that we have the open body tag. This space doesn't make like this space doesn't affect anything basically. Like this space doesn't affect anything. But the real reason I'm giving this space here is for it to be readable, right? For you guys to look at it and then okay, let me close this too. For you guys to look at it and be able to understand what I'm doing at each point in time. But it doesn't really affect like this space doesn't really affect. So even if I drag this space down to line 100, as far as I'm closing it and they have open and a close tag, it will still work, right? Now we have a couple of tags. So the first tag we're going to be looking at the heading tag. We're going to be looking at the heading tag. So what is this heading tag used for? So the heading tag allows us to add headings to our page. The same way if you come to this place, right? The same way if you come to this place, you can add title, this title, right? That same way, this allows us to add headings on our page, on the website. So we have from heading 1 to heading 5 to H5, right? Now, the bigger the number, the smaller it is. Let me come again. The bigger the number, the smaller. So the bigger. Okay, this allows for creating titles. Titles on a page, right? Now note, the bigger the number, the smaller it will look. So let's do a practical example here. Let me show you. So now let's start with heading 1. So I'll put this, I'll create a H1. Remember, open tag first, H1, then close. So in between it, anything I write here, so let me see, heading 1, right? Let's run. I don't know why this guy is taking time. So you see, like, it's big, so I'm going to make this capital letter, right? Now I'm going to copy the same thing, so I'll just go back. Okay, I'll paste it, change this to 2, change this to 3, change this to 4, and the final one, the fifth one, change this to 5. So the same thing we're going to be doing here. So we do change this to 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's refresh. The network is a bit slow. So do you understand what I said? The bigger the number, the smaller the number, the bigger the number, the smaller it is. So look at heading 1 is big, right? If you look at this, you see that heading 1 is big. So from heading 1, you start reducing heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, right? So we use headings to create like the same name it is like the same like the name has the meaning, the heading to create headers for web pages. So I don't know. So the good example, like the most common example I can show you now is like this heading here now. I just created here, right? For this curriculum. Now the next one we talk about p tag. So let me open this up. Talk about p tag. So p tag represent paragraph, right? Paragraph. Present paragraph. So we use it to write normal text. So for here, so let me come down. I hope I'm still audible. So we just create p, a tag, open p. Notice something. Each time I create a tag, the tag must be followed with the another that same name. Then, but at this first instance, you see a close like a slash, forward slash, not backslash. Note that it's not this slash, it is this slash, forward slash, not backslash. Am I still audible? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So now let's write something basic as let's see, how are you doing? Now if we refresh this, notice how it's looking. It doesn't have this bold. You know that these ones are bold, like they are more thick, but this one is just like plain. So it's used for writing text basically. So this text here now you see here, like this text, all this text here are on paragraph, just paragraph, right? So the next one, let's talk about something else, and this one is really important: comments. Now, what are comments? Now, comments are wait, comments. Now, most times, right, we want to write something on this page, but we don't want it to show on the browser. For example, let's say I want to explain this heading, right? Looking at this now, if someone who is not in this class looking at this might not understand what this thing is, right? But now with the help of comment, you can be able to describe our code without it showing on the main page. So comment allows us to describe what we are doing on a particular section, right, of our code. Now, what's the important? The important is that most times when you start working on complex projects, you might write project today and then 3 months later come back to that project and don't even understand what you wrote on that particular section, right? So the comment there will allow you to be like, okay, let's say for example, I add a comment and say this is a heading tag. Now, each time I come to this page, nobody needs to tell me that, okay, this place is heading, right? When I come to this place, nobody will tell me that this is a paragraph. I'm trying to write I'm trying to show a paragraph here. If peradventure, I don't remember what I wrote here again. Now, very soon your code is going to be getting complex, and then with the help of comment, you'll be able to explain that section, each section of your code, either for yourself or to other people that are going to be able to read your code. Now, the basic rule of programming, the basic rule of code is the only way to know that a code is very good. It's when someone else picks up the code and it doesn't need documentation for you to understand the code. Like basically writing a code that anyone can pick it up and then understand it without really stressing. That's where you say a code is good. Now, this comment allows us to write descriptions on your code to explain what we're doing at that particular section. Right now, here it's what's it called? We have types of comments. We have single line comments, single line comments, comments. We have multi-line comments, right? So for HTML, the single line comment is this. For you to have a comment on HTML, you first open up this, right? So this is the structure. You have this, you have your this, right? Exclamation, then two two hyphens. Now anything I write in between this place will not be showing. So if I write, for example, this is a heading, and then if I run this, you notice that it's not showing here, but it's on our code. So this is called single line comments. Now we have multi-line comments. So the multi-line comment in HTML, I think it's this is multi-line for HTML. What's in the multi-line for HTML? Wait. Alright, shader is it.
That's it.
So I haven't forgotten how to do that multi-line comment, right? But if you copy this out and then paste here, okay. For HTML doesn't have multi-line, it's still the same thing. So, and yeah, it's still the same thing. It's JavaScript that has multi-line and single line, then CSS too, right? So as far as like you look at this, look at the structure. As far as this thing is closed up here,
Yeah, the same thing.
everything here is going to not show on this page. So if I refresh this particular page, notice that the only thing I'm seeing here is this, or we have this thing here. So that's the power of comment. So comment allows us to describe things on our web page without allowing it to show basically on the main page. So it's just on your code. So anybody that takes up this code will be able to look at this comment and be like, okay, this is the heading. But actually the heading is not going to show here. So once I remove it back, it's still showing. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Now the shortcut for getting comments on your this thing without really typing much is holding up the control key, then putting the /. So let me just type it here. So you have control plus /. It will comment automatically on that particular place. So this is paragraph. So the next one, so I'm going to be a bit fast now. So the next one, is okay, ask a question.
I want to ask about the comments that the comments, do we just write like that lesser than then what is this
Hyphen.
Yeah. Do we just write when we want to comment, when we want to make a comment, do we just write it on the head, or those two hyphens with that
Exclamation mark.
sign will be down?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, like this is the structure. So this must be here, and this must be here to close it up. Now anything you have in between these two, this first set and this is going to be the comment. Now here, like this is like anything you have in between here is going to not going to show on this page. Anything you have in between here is not going to show on this page.
Okay, like that. This is a heading. That's a comment.
Yeah, this is the comment. Yeah, but this is what is making it to work. This is what is making it not to show. This and this.
Okay, I get it now. Thank you.
So the next one we'll go through. So we have okay. We have other ones like bold. Now bold has been replaced with strong. So for example, I am a developer. Now if I want to make this thick, this bold, right? So I'll call this strong. So I'll be writing my comment here. So I'll still share this on the group. So strong. So strong makes makes the font of a particular text heavy or bold, right? So I'll just write strong, right? Anything in between this strong is going to be bold. How many of you guys watched that video that I gave you guys? How many of you guys went through the video? Did you guys watch the video? Or go through the resources that I sent on the group? Nobody. You guys should start. If each time I drop a resource, you guys should definitely go through those resources. Because now, assuming you guys went through that resource, it's going to, like, whatever I'm saying now is going to make more sense to you people. It will start making more sense, right? But either way, please Anytime I drop a resource, please go through those resources. Now, the strong makes a text to be bold. So to be bold. Now, the next one we'll talk about italics. So I'm going to
Please, sorry to interrupt. Can you enter this information so we can get a clearer picture of the skunk to like display the skunk to display
okay,
skunk?
okay.
Let's see to get a clearer picture
Okay,
of that.
look at it here now. At the left side here. Look at it here. This what happened. Like this, the strong. Okay, sure. Okay, let me write it here. Let me type it out here. Think strong mix text bold. Right? Now the next one we'll talk about italics, which is I, right? Makes then basically makes a text to be italics. Italic. Mm, so slide, yeah.
That's
Okay,
slant.
yeah. Mm, so if I put this I,
Slant, like slant.
so this it's going to look like. So notice like this is slant a bit. So this is what italics. This I tag basically makes it to do. Now we have which other tag? We have plenty tags. Italics. We have span. What sound? Okay, I'm still on the meeting. Now the next one we're going to look at is um which other one? We have span. Now span allows us to create a separate what's it called? A separate how do I put this? I'm looking for the simplest terms. This is I. Mm, man. I don't know if I'm spelling it correctly. So span. So span creates a division, a little division, mini division inside this particular text. Now, for example, let's say when you see the importance of span, it's when we start doing CSS. Let's say, for example, I want to here. Span allows us to isolate a particular section of a text. For example, if I want to isolate this arm, for example, and I want to, let's say, isolate it and then style it only the arm. I don't want the style that I have, like I don't want the style that I want to apply. Let's say I want to change the color of only this, basically, right? And I don't want other aspect of this text, this I am a developer, to take the shape or to take effect or to change the color. Just only this arm that I want to change the color of. Now, span allows me to create that isolation. Basically, if I run span, it's not going to show anything different, right? It's still going to still look like this. But let me show you. Let me write a little CSS code, right? Let me write a little. Just don't mind this CSS code. I'm trying to just show you something. Why the importance of this? Let's say color. Let's say red, basically red. Okay. Now if I should change this, if I should run this, So if you look at this thing down here, you see that it's only this arm that has this color, while the rest of this is still remaining the same, right? So this span allows us to add isolation, okay, to separate. I don't even know. Create a division. Just get the point, right? Like my battery is about to go down, so I'm trying as much as possible to cover each tag, right? Let me call it, okay, span, isolate, isolate text, right? Now the next one is div. Let me copy this down. Div. Div allows us to create partitions or divisions, like the name sound, div. So allows us to create divisions. Now, for example, right? For example, div allows, okay, yes, the best description is that this allows us to create a group, to group HTML tag based on what they are doing. For example, I can actually add everything on this header tag inside one div, right? Inside a div. Now, actually, this div doesn't actually affect anything here, but the only difference is that it allows us to create a division or a group, right, on this particular information here. If I basically return, like if I run this, it doesn't affect anything, it doesn't change anything. But on my code, once I enter inside my code, I'll be able to know that, okay, everything around here is for the heading tag. It just allows us to do grouping. Notice that it doesn't change the color of anything here. It's still the same heading tag that we have, right? It doesn't change anything, but this allows us to have a grouping or a division for information on the web page, right? Isolate text. So div, item grouping or tag grouping, tag grouping. So tag grouping. So let me copy this out, and then let me take out this here so that we separate, right? So here, so I'll create it with this div. This is for span. So div group items. Now the next one we talk about is we talk about lists. We talk about lists, right? Now let's say you want to wait. Okay, list allows us basically to list items. So I'm going to, so list allows us to list items on the page. We have two types of lists. We have ordered lists, we have unordered lists. other lists, on other lists. On other lists. Now, basically, when you use other lists, still the same thing, nothing much, like there's nothing different, right? The only thing is that when you use other lists, automatically you start having your numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it start giving you numbering automatically, even without you doing anything. But on other lists, we still list for you the item, but it doesn't display the numbers. Like it doesn't display numbers on the screen, right? That's the difference. Now, yeah, it doesn't add bullet points, but this adds bullet points automatically for you. So let's just see as it works. Let's just test it out. So now, first of all, we're going to go through we use ordered lists. Wow. Now, when you create, okay, so the way list works is that first of all you tell HTML what type of list you want to create. Whether you want to create ordered list or unordered list. Okay, so we said we want to create ordered list. Now, in between this list, we start having what we call lists, the list of items that you want to have. Now, the list, first of all, we have the way it structures this. First of all, you tell HTML the type of list you want to create, ordered or unordered list. In between the list, now, okay, HTML, we want to create ordered list. Now, in between, you start having your list, the items you want to have on your list. For each item needs to be wrapped under a tag called LI. So LI basically means list. So I'll do LI. So I will do item 1, for example. I'll do, let's say I want to add 2 items, basically item 2. Now let's run this to see how it goes. Let's do loop. So notice like what I said. So it's adding automatically, it's going to be adding for me 1 and 2 because this is ordered list. So I'm going to write here, I'm going to represent list, and then under the list, what we are creating now is ordered list. This is ordered list. Well, now let's go to the unordered list. Unordered list. So basically, how to create is still the same thing. UL, that's unordered list. So now you have your list item to item 1, the same way we had item 1. Bring this down. Item 2. So notice the difference here. This one gave me this. This just added bullet points for me. So this one gave me numbering. So added bullet point. I think you can from here you can write type. I think type. You can choose what you want, whether you want it to be A, right? A B C D. For on this one is for the ordered list, right? You can change what like here we have numbers. You can choose whether you want numbers, small letter, capital letter, alphanumeric. Like you can choose what you want to have. So let me just list it down. You can choose for the ordered list using the type, right? You can pass the type. So type. Now inside this type, you can have variety of things. So what can you pass on inside this type? So you can choose number, that's A. Either you want 1, 2, 3. You can choose capital letter A. Once you write capital letter A, automatically going to take it with capital letters. B. I said small letter A. I think you can have Roman numeral, that's I. That's the couple of stuff you can add. So let's go back. So for now, let's change it to Roman numerals, and then let's refresh. Let's see what's going to happen. So notice that it has changed to Roman numerals. Let me think. I think this one accepts different stuff. Let me see type. Um, I don't think you can change this one. No. Okay. So you can still choose. I think square. Let me see. Okay. This doesn't allow change. I think disk. I'm trying to check something. Okay. Basically, other list doesn't allow you to do any of those stuffs. Okay. I don't know if there's. I think at some point you could change. All of this is here. Let me try. I think disk. Okay. Did anything happen? Nothing happened. So basically, on other lists, you can't
Wait,
change.
Alpha,
Can you, yeah, I can hear you.
um, on my own screen here, when I typed in square and it came out in that on another list came out in
Yeah,
square shape.
shape. Okay, okay. On other list or other list.
On all that,
Uh,
I'm using VS Code, sir.
Okay, 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 okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's you come out with square on your own because you didn't spell the square like that correctly. Because I spelled it there and it
It's
showed
what?
square. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Fine.
came out of class. Okay.
Yeah, it also it could be from this IDE here too.
Oh, okay.
I think the call is about to end.
Um, Joseph cannot join us for tonight, and I think we're almost done with what we have for tonight. So this recording will be shared to us, and those who have already practiced, thumbs up for practicing while the class is going on. And also, another comprehensive video will be recorded by Joseph that will be shared tomorrow morning to everybody so that you guys can catch up because definitely it's not everybody that might meet up with what we did tonight. So he's going to do a comprehensive video touching most of the remaining tags. You understand? So we have a lot of tags in HTML. So I'm challenging you guys to go to the internet. Okay, this is an assignment. Okay, you write this assignment down. Research on all the HTML tags and also write down their applications. Research on all HTML tags and their application, what all HTML tag does and how to apply them. You understand? So there's a lot of tags in HTML, plenty of them. You understand? There are ones that are like there's one called center. Can use center to center things in the middle. Let's say I have H1, which is the header one tag, and this is my heading. And I want this my heading to be on the center, probably on uh initially when you look at this heading on a normal day. Oh, sorry. On a normal, the heading will be in this order. But what if I want to put it in the center using a tag? I can now bring in the center tag. With this center tag, I can put my heading to the center. You see, it's now in the center of um, our page. So it's now directly in the center of the page. So that's what the center does. There's a lot of other one. You have things like bold. You can use it to bold a letter. This bold does it is a almost similar thing as strong. So if I want to make Chris bold, I can use B bold tag. to make Chris bold. Instead of using strong, they do the same thing. Understand? So as you can see here, we have what? Chris. Chris is what? Bold. Noun. We have other tags. Let's say we have, I think this is strike. I don't know whether it's still working. Doubt is, I don't know the spelling again. I don't know the spelling again, but use it to cut across, maybe like stripe through, cut something in the middle. Maybe like we have old price and new price. I forgot the spelling, but if I get the spelling, maybe I'll say. But you guys should research on all these things. There's a lot of tags you can use. Also, we have something like BR. BR is used to take something to the next line. Maybe I don't want Chris. My name is Chris. I don't want Chris and this my name to be on the same line. I can use this break. It is called break. You understand? So when I put, you see, Chris will now go to below. You can see it here now. Instead of being on the same line with my name is, it will now go below as Chris. Can you guys see me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So we have which other tag can we still explore this night? Okay. So they, just like I told you guys, there are a lot of them. So you just need to uh, take your time and make research. Uh, so I don't want to go into this, but it's kind of a little bit I doubt if I still remember the spelling. Okay, you guys should research on MarQ. Research on MarQ. Let me just Google it. See if I can hit. Uh, okay. So I think this is spelling MarQ. So what MarQ does for us is we use MarQ uh, for animation, HTML, just normal basic HTML animations. So let's see, move around the screen. Uh, so it's effectively use MarQ. There are other things you have to work on, maybe direction. Uh, okay, let's just leave this for now. Maybe after you research on this, I don't really know all the attributes attributes for now. I forgot all the attributes, but you guys can still make research on that. Maybe in the next class, look at it. But there's a lot of attributes that works with MarQ that make it effective. But for now, just by default, you can see what is happening on my screen. So I'm moving from one end of the screen to the other. But there are other attributes that you can use to, you know, um, to control the movement of this text that is moving within the screen. So I think there's a lot of other things. So, but for now, I think this is
So,
where we're going to end. So you guys can make more research. Okay, go on. What was your question?
no, actually, it wasn't a question, but I think I saw something around that doing my research. I will try to find it in case of anything. I will share the class next time. I will try to search.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So you guys should make research. Just like I gave you this assignment I gave you is very important. Go and research on all HTML tag. You understand? Research it, put it on a document and submit it. Please be very serious with your assignment. Very serious. So what you need to do on a tabular form, uh, list all the HTML tags you can find on the internet. Understand? Then on the tabular format, you put the tag and their description, each tag and what each tag does. Tag and description, just like Joseph was giving you in the example. When you write each tag, maybe say P tag is for paragraph, head tag is for heading. So just research on all the HTML tags and the description, put it on a tabular form, and I believe you guys know how to use Google Documents. Then submit it using your Google document so that we can view it and see what you guys did. You understand?
Um, sorry, sir. Please, what is the assignment?
I say research on all HTML tags and their description. I'll still put it on the group chat. All HTML tags and their description. Are we together? Are we together?
Yeah, 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 sure.
So, any other
Sure.
questions before we
Yes.
round it up for tonight? Who has a question for me?
Hello, sir.
Go on.
Tabitha, can you go back to your web to your page one more time? Yeah. Let me copy something down.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Money, I keep running.
Okay, I think there's no more question. I think that will be all for tonight. Thank you guys for being part of tonight's class. Please do your assignment and also watch the resources that were shared earlier. Because if you have followed those resources, this class would have much easier for you. You will not be lost. You understand? So follow the resources and be able to do this. So those using VS Code, very good. But the sense of you using this online platform to be able to do your assignment and submit it, because you cannot submit your assignment using your VS Code, will not be the assignment in your this. When you do assignment with this platform it teach you, you can easily share the link of the what you built so that we can view it and also credit you or give mark based on performance. So as you are using your VS Code, that is perfect. If you look at VS Code, but also try to use that online platform because that's where most of the assignments will be submitted, and that's where we're going to be judging you based on your performance and able to know what to your certificate. So please, using your VS Code, also make sure you're using that platform to help us to make sure we track your progress. So that being said, I think for tonight, I thank you guys for joining us. Good night. Have a very good night sleep and try to practice and bye.
Bye.